Welcome everyone, it's Shari Carroll for SimonsStamp.com, and I have a funny Friday card with art impressions, and this one is using the floral truck set. This stamp set is part of Art Impressions Rides interactive series, and it has that super fun Volkswagen looking truck and lots of flowers that you can color and decorate to put on your card. The detail of the stamps is amazing. They're really nice fine line and you can get a really great impression. I've stamped out all the images onto some white cardstock using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and I'll be using the matching dies that also comes with the stamp set, and these match really nice and close to the image. I like to die cut first and then color just in case I make any mistakes. You can see how closely those dies match. I have a selection of Copic markers that I'll be coloring with. I'm not going to show the complete coloring process, but I do have all these listed in the description box below if you like the colors that I've used. So just for this truck cap, I am using one of the lightest BG colors and I'm just going to color this in. And then to the right of that, I'm going in with BG72, and I'll be blending these two colors by holding them together and touching tip to tip. I don't have a medium color or a lighter of the BG colors. So going tip to tip gives me a nice gradated color and I can blend easily. At this point, I have all my pieces colored and you can see all the dimension that doing a little bit of shading creates. Now I'm going to start doing some assembly, and for that I'll be using some Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. And I'll be gluing these to the front side of the truck bed. The stamp and die set has a upper layer that you're going to put on top of these flower pots. So I'm just doing just the bottom edge right on the top of that truck rim. You can arrange these however you like, and I've turned a few so they're a little bit wonky and not sitting perfectly straight up and down. So for my last piece, I'll just place this right in on top of those purple flowers to finish that off. Next, I'll add the outer part of the truck, and I've added a little bit of foam tape to the backside, and I'm just going to place this right so it matches up with the bumper and the other part of the truck. And once you have that in place, you can press that down. It also comes with this cute banner, and I've just colored these simply with yellow, and they'll go from the trunk cab all the way to the back. And for that, I only need a couple spots of glue, so I'm just going to put it on each of the ends. And then I can hold that down for a second until it grabs. I've also die cut and colored in one of the butterflies, and I'll be adding this to the card with a little bit of foam tape. I'll be adding some soft colored clouds onto this mini slimline card, and this is the Clouds for Day stencil from Simon Says Stamp. And I've added a little bit of tape to the inner clouds so that I don't hit those when I'm stenciling just the outer edges. So I'll tape that down a little bit, and I'm starting off with Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated Carnation ink, and I'll blot this off using my blending brush. I'll just go over those edges ever so gently, so I just want a hint of that color. I've moved the stencil over to the right just a little bit, and next I'm going in with Cantaloupe ink, also a positively saturated ink from Simon Says Stamp, using my orange blending brush. I've moved the stencil down and also turned it to another side of clouds, and I'm using Aspen ink. I've also added some yellow, and next I'll add a bit of blue. I'll be cutting straight onto the front of my card, and I'm using the straight edge from the Slide and Glide dies from Simon Says Stamp. And I want to line this up to where it will go onto the truck body. To make sure I have this lined up straight, I'm using the Simon 6-inch T-square and a little bit of tape to hold this in place before I die cut. To extend the channel across the card, I'll be placing the die back in, and it fits right in place of that first channel, and I'll just line this up to where it's even from side to side and put some tape in place, and now I can die cut this. And once I remove the die, you can see that it looks like one long channel across the entire card. For the mechanism, I'm using the gliders, and this one's for the slider cards. There's also one for rotating and spinning cards. And you just feed the edge of it right into that channel and then pick up the other side. Sorry, I'm a little off camera, just so I can see through my bifocals. But you'll feed that glider right in between both sides of the channel, and you can see how well it slides across. So I'm going to be adding 2 to this card. Since the truck is a little bit longer, I want these to be kind of centered on my card, but with enough width between them so it keeps my truck from spinning or being off balance. I'll be using Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue to glue my truck in place, and I'm just adding a dab on each of the gliders. And before I glue that down, I wanted to show you I added some foam tape, but did not remove the backing. This will keep this balanced so it can slide across. And once I have this all lined up, I want to make sure I'm centered just to start off with. Now I can press this down and let the glue dry. I have discovered that some of our sentiment strips fit right inside that channel, and I've slid one underneath, and I'm going to be gluing it to the inside of the card. And to make this easy, I'll tape this from the outside and open the card and add some glue to the back, and then shut the card to glue that in place. And once your glue is dry, you can remove the temporary tape. I've also added a message on the left side, so I have 2 messages with my truck. So once I slide this back and forth, you can reveal each of the messages. I love interactive cards, and I think this is a really great way to make a road for your truck and also give some messages. And I like the idea of doing it on just to the front of a note card and having those messages on the inside. So I hope you've enjoyed my funny Friday with my truck full of flowers sliding across my card. I do have all my supplies in the description box below, and also a link to our blog post for more information. And as always, thanks so much for watching.